Hello everyone, welcome back to Velocity Verdict. Today we are going to be reviewing this 2025 Honda Odyssey L8. Now at the front, we have the Honda logo with this blacked out grille and all LED headlamps with the LED DRLs, fog lamps down below, and that's a front profile overall. And it's a cool looking Odyssey. I love the looks of it, especially these LED headlamps and a nice black trim on top wool. And we have our cool. Oh, sorry, I thought these were a lighting setup, but these are our turn signal indicators. Those are down here, and they're basic. Yeah, turn signal indicators down there with our fog lamps. We do have body colored mirror caps with the turn signal indicator strip and has a nice look to it. And then this is one of the bigger Honda's minivans, so this is his entire side profile. And then otherwise at the back we do have this spoiler, backlight, defogger. We do have a rear wiper over there, and we have the Odyssey badging down here and Elite badging since it's the Elite model, which is the top of the line. Overall, the rest of the rear, we do have our LED tail lamps with the red turn signal indicator and love this cool black trim on the center. And then we do have a backlight. And then when we come onto the side, we do have this cool looking alloy wheels that are silver and black in color. So we have a dual tone alloy wheels that look cool. And then our tire wheel setup is 235 by 55 R19. So we have 19-inch alloy wheels over on the front and at the back. See what's underneath the hood. Well, pretty cool place for a hood opening latch. At the front, we have this hood that's kind of has like sections on the side, and we have these lines. Nothing too fancy, but and then powering the Odyssey is a 3.5 liter V6 engine that produces 280 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 19 around town and 28 on the highway. So that's impressive. We do have a 10-speed automatic transmission, 280 horsepower, and good enough fuel economy. Let me take a couple steps back for the side profile, and that's a side profile now. So moving inside, we do have power opening doors for the second row, or as I would say, power sliding doors for the second door. And we do have these seats. We do have the seats, and you can tumble these seats down to access the third row. And then we do have some adjustments that are manual. And then with the seats, we have a dual tone seats like dark brown and black color. So love the contrast with the seats. And then we have these full leather seats that are perforated down the center. And overall, we have nice touch and feel, nice materials overall. And the seats are quite comfortable. It's a minivan, so we can close the second row doors over here. And these are power operated. And then we do have sunscreen shades for the second row passengers, so that's cool. And then we do have hard plastic over here, but we do have this, it's hard to see, but we have this like brownish color over here that's also hard plastic at the back. And then we do have a little bit of storage space down there, and our power window controls over here. Honda, are you serious? You could have given a little, like, a better switch for the power control, make this little bigger. But anyways, moving on to the leg room. Yeah, my I'm 5'7", 5'8", so the leg room is pretty awesome and I'm comfortable, so I can even stretch my legs a bit. So yeah, leg room isn't too bad for the minivan, and it's comfortable back the here. Headroom, yeah, we do have a seat belt right on top. That must be for the second row. Yeah, that's for our row, but we do have seat belts on top. But other than that, yeah, I'm actually impressed with the headroom. Thumbs up to Honda for giving such a nice headroom. Cabin lights in the interior. So we do have cabin lights over here, grab handles, and then we do have a camera so they can look at us at the screen. The parents can watch the kids with this camera at the back. And if you look at the front, we do have like two cup holders for the middle seat and then a bunch of USB ports down there. Yes, and we do have a storage pocket for the passenger. I mean, for the second seat, and then we do have a storage pocket for us. And then the we do have a middle seat, and honestly, it's not too bad. I'll sit and see, but there are no cup holders. Instead, the cup holders are given down here instead of like a seat since it's a minivan. And then we do have our own armrest with nice trim on the armrest, and both of the captain seats have the armrest. And just to let you guys know, this middle seat, you can remove this middle seat and have two captain seats, and you can store this back into the hatch. We are going to look at the hatch afterwards. Stick around till the end of the video to know my verdict about this car and what the price tag is. And then we do have the same dual coloration for the second seat table. And I just noticed this. We have a TV. Look at that. The kids have a 12.3-inch TV at the back to enjoy, so they don't disturb you while driving. Honda, I didn't know you were secretly cooking, but yep, I love this TV at the back, so kids can watch what they want, and you can adjust the brightness from over here, and then it does look like it's kind of part of the sunroof, but actually not. It's not part of the sunroof. This is a TV back here that you can see, and it's a spacious cabin. And then since it's a minivan and you have a TV back there, you can't give a panoramic sunroof, so they have given you a moonroof, like the basic sunroof most companies give you. And then we can pull this to open the doors as well. And the second row, we do have a climate control for our second row seats as well. We can turn on or off and physical buttons to adjust the temperature, and that's pretty cool. Love the power automatic doors. And then same trim for the passenger seat, and then the passenger seat are power adjustable as well. And then I said we don't have blind spot monitoring, but usually all of the car companies give you the cross traffic alert blind spot monitoring over here on the mirrors, but Honda has given you over here, so you have blind spot monitoring. Sorry about that. So good job, Honda, for giving it. Sorry for my error, but you do have blind spot monitoring, but it's on this pillar. And then let me know down in the comments what do you think about, how do you like the looks of this Odyssey, and especially the front end design. I know what you guys are thinking, that this design has been here for what, maybe since 2020, 2021, but still I don't feel it's like too bad. But yeah, they definitely did some changes for the 2025 model. Getting out of the minivan is quite simple. It's like comparatively low to the ground compared to other cars, and then for to tumble down the seats, we just pull this forward. Oh, we can just slide the seat forward, and then we do have room. But this is the rear. If you had a third row, it can seat up to 8 passengers. So, and then you can just pull this to set it back up and push it back. So we have seat belts over here for the second row, and we have seat belts for the third row on the roof. Oh, sorry, this seat belt is for the middle seat. So once all done, you can just press this button and the automatic sliding door should close. And then moving up front, we do have hard plastic over here, but we have this awesome gloss black segment over here, soft touch around here, and then we have all of our power window controls, child lock, lock and unlock function, adjustment for our mirrors, and this is to select which mirror you want. And we do have power folding mirrors. And then wow, we have storage space down here, storage space over here, storage space down here. We have a lot of storage space for this car. And then moving on to the seats, the same seats pattern, dual tone with the black and the dark brown, and that are perforated all down the center. We have power adjustable seats with this, and our controls are down here with our lumbar support. And then we do have height adjustable seats with this, and love this cool Honda animation once you step in. And then we do have gloss black handles over here, and then we have memory seat controls over here. We can control our memory seats with that. And then the same trim continues over here below the AC vents. And then we can open a hatch from over here, and then we have a traction off button. And then we do have parking sensors, and then we can open the sliding gates from, we do have buttons over here to open both of the sliding doors that are power adjustable, and that's how it works. Our brake hold is all the way down there, and our electronic parking brake is over there. Pretty fancy place for that kind of stuff. And then cool trim on the dash. And then we have a little more looking basic looking AC vents, but this, we have a gloss black segment around it. And then yeah, not soft touch on the dash, but still good enough. And then same trim continues all the way throughout to over there. And then same this black trim. Actually, I'm loving this interior. I thought Hondas are only known for boring interiors, but this interior is not boring at all. I mean, if you look at the price tag, you have to justify the price tag of it, since the price is a little on the higher side, I would maybe, but stick around for the price. But if you look at that, we do have a lot of amenities, and then we do have a slightly modern infotainment system. It's like a 9-inch. At least it's not like the 7-inch that you get in a regular city. So thumbs up to Honda for that. And then we have a bunch of physical controls over here for climate control. And then we do have our defogger controls separately. And then this is to adjust the temperature. Over here, a screen to watch the temperature and all. And then our engine start stop button is over here. We do have heated and ventilated seats for the driver and the passenger as well. That's cool. And then our automatic start stop button off is over here. We do have a snow mode for this, but this comes in front wheel drive as well, but snow mode because here it snows. And then we have this eco button, and then our 10-speed automatic gear shift is over here. I know it's kind of fancy with all the button clicks for the gear selector. And then I love this gloss black segment around it that over here and starts over here. And then we do have hazard lamps button. And moving on, we do have USB ports down here, 12-volt socket, power outlet, a lot of storage space down there, pretty fancy. And then secret storage under there. Did you guess there would be secret storage under the center console? But yes, we do have secret storage. You can say this is part of your armrest, since you don't have a center console in this to put stuff, but you do have secret storage there, dual cup holders, a wireless phone charger. Honda, since when have you started giving so many features? We do have like, this is like, I guess this is in continuation to the secret storage space, but we do have little bit storage space on in the armrest. And if I can, oh no, this is the secret storage space is down there. Okay, so we do have USB ports in here and some storage space down here to keep our stuff. So good job, Honda. I didn't know you had the capability for so much. So, and then this is our glove box. Yeah, I would say a pretty standard glove box, and impressed with the storage space. Lot of storage space. Start stop button, and I like the animation of this, the thing that goes all the way across. And then we do have physical stocks for headlamps. We do have physical stocks for headlamps and indicators, and we do have physical stocks for our wipers. That's pretty normal and nice trim. We have a nice touch of the steering wheel, and overall the steering wheel is, yeah, a little basic, but does the job. And then we do have a digital gauge cluster, but it has an analog speedometer as well, but it still would be counted as a digital instrument cluster because you can't see the speedometer when you turn off the car. But yeah, but at least you can see the speed. Even if you have this meter, you can you can see the speed digitally, so that's a plus. Thumbs up to Honda for that. And then when we move on to the steering wheel, we do have like soft touch all around, and then we do have our Honda logo on the steering wheel, and then we have a bunch of practical controls over here, like our voice command, scroll wheels, home button, and then increase decrease the volume for our instrument cluster infotainment system with this gloss black segment. And then we have a bunch of physical controls over here, like our adaptive cruise control, lane centering, and then if you press this button it will steer for you on the highway. And then a heated steering wheel button. This does come with heated steering wheel, so one touch, you do have your hand over here most of the time on the steering wheel. So when you're setting on your cruise control, you can turn on the heated steering wheel, which I wouldn't say is a necessity in snow, but yeah, your hands do get cold. But heated seats are a must in cold climate where we live, where I live. And we do have paddle shifters with this thing. So yeah, this does come with paddle shifters. And let's start. We do have a nice headliner, and we do have a sunscreen shade with a mirror and a vanity light. And then we do have our sunglass holder over here, and that doubles as a mirror. You can see back to your kids with this mirror. So, and then we do have cabin lights up here, and we do have our sunroof controls over here, and we do have a like a basic size sunroof, the basic one, but at least it does open all the way, so that's a good thing. And I forgot to show you guys one more thing. The blind spot monitor is lit up as soon as you start the car. And then we do have auto dimming IRVM over here. So we don't have like a camera rear view mirror, but at least we have a auto dimming IRVM. And then we do have a sunglass holder, but more than that, I love this mirror that you can look at yourself and look at, especially the kids in the second row. Odyssey, you have some cool features. And then, yeah, I would say one complaint that I don't think it's a complaint, but I would say like Honda, I know you make great cars, they are reliable, but I guess the only thing that I feel maybe like not justifying its price is the steering wheel. I mean, it's not bad looking, but it looks a little like you could say out of date or old. So maybe whenever you redesign the Odyssey or in its next facelift, try to give like a more cool looking steering wheel, a little more sporty steering wheel. But other than that, I would say I'm pretty impressed with the overall features this car has and how feature packed this is and how spacious especially it is. So yeah, Honda, if you're seeing this video, then you know what you need to work on for this car. And then we do have three different modes for our heated and ventilated seats. So that's a good thing. And then these red lines show it's currently in park. It shows you the temperature over here. And then this is our now 9-inch infotainment system that works super fast and has a good touch response. Thumbs up to Honda for improving their infotainment system. Uh, some of you old guys on my channel know about the Civic, how laggy and how it wasn't as touch responsive for that 7-inch. But good job, Honda, for giving a bigger, slightly bigger infotainment system and then still keeping like and working for the touch response. And then we do have a little bit of physical controls for this, like our home button, back button, volume. We do have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay with this touchscreen. And then we do have built-in navigation as well. And then with the infotainment system, we can scroll to different bits of information. Let's check out the clarity of the backup camera. And there's no glare on the screen, but there's like a plastic film on it, so you guys, I can zoom it in for you. I guess now you can see it clearly. But this is our backup camera, and I'm impressed with the clarity of this backup camera. It's very clear, and then the trajectory lines do turn with the steering wheel. so that's always a good thing to have. And then we can change the angle for the cameras, but this does not come with 360-degree, but we can see like a overall shape of the car. And this is the wide view camera with the car and the sensors and everything. We have this lights, we have this lights to determine which gear we are on, so push that to park. And now let's look at the key. So for the key, we have our Honda logo up here, and then this would just be the number of the key. But the main thing is we have the Honda logo over here with the gloss black segment, and then we do have our lock and unlock function, opening for the hatch, remote start, panic button. But we can even open the power sliding doors with our key for both sides. So overall, this does look like a basic Honda key, like you get with all the Honda cars, with the exception being since it has the power sliding doors, they have added the button to open the power sliding doors. And now let's check out the space in the hatch. Move on to the hatch. We can open the hatch from the inside, but and from the key. So you can access this tailgate hands free as well, or the power tailgate hands free. So you can kick in and out. Um, Open the tailgate right now from the key, and we do have a power opening tailgate. So it does open all the way to the top. And then we do have some storage space down here. We have a lot of storage space. This is our third row. So with the I did see. Do you guys see those three cup holders? Okay, my bad. We can remove the middle seat, and then we can even fold the seat down, and they have three cup holders for the captain seats. Well, that's fancy. Honda, you're up to something. And then we do have. I'll have to get into the third row to show you guys, but so these seats are kind of like stow and go, so you can set them over here. And then we do have a stowing magic seat. But yeah, since this is a minivan, even after the third row being up, all 8 seats being up, this is your cargo area. I guess the third rows, we're gonna see about the leg room, but I feel the third rows are more spacious in a minivan. At least you get more cargo area. Since like the floor is low, you can see it's like lower compared to the seats, so you can stack things one on top of the other. And yeah, you have a pretty decent, I would say, even after being 3 rows up, you have a pretty usable cargo area, and I would say it's quite practical. And obviously you can throw the seats down for the extra cargo area. That's always a thing. You can just, I think you require, oh wow, you can even recline. The third row passengers can recline. Kids nowadays can recline. That's fancy, but pretty usable third row. And once you're all done, it's all power. Just press the button, and it would lower the hatch right down. Yeah, and that's how it works. I just kick under the bumper in the middle, and it opens the lift gate up. And you can even set the height of the tailgate how much you want if you're shorter. And then let's check out the space in the rear, third row. So yeah, actually the legroom over here isn't too bad. I would say it's like, yeah, it all depends. You could still, you can recline your seats if you want. Yeah, and we do have built-in sunscreen shades for the third row. I guess for a minivan it does make sense since you have a usable third row over here. And then we do have some storage space, the three cup holders I showed you guys. And then if I jump over, and then we do have a sunscreen shade over here as well. And then now you might be able to see the legroom I have. Yeah, it's practical. And a storage pocket on the seats. And then the kids back here have their own amenities like cup holders, AC vents, USB charging port. You can even plug in your headphones. You obviously have a camera to look at your kids, more USB fast charging, AC vents, cup holders. So yeah, the third row is quite fancy for its price. And once you're done, you can push this forward and the kids can get out. Yeah, it's a little cramped to get in and out. This was the recline angle. You can set different recline angles. You can recline slightly, and overall, a pretty spacious car. Love the TV back here. Let's look at its window sticker. You guys might be wondering, how much does this cost? So, get a good side profile. Yeah, now let's look at its window sticker. It has like all of the features that you would want. So, this is our 2025 Odyssey Elite, and even the power is decent, 280 horsepower, and then you know about the 3.5-liter V6 engine. And then we have a look at the amount of standard features we have. Its base price is $50,880, but we do have $455 extra for its paint, the premium white paint, and then including the destination and handling, your total MSRP comes out to $52,730. So yes, this Odyssey costs $52,730, but it's top of the line Odyssey. So if we take like the average car price into consideration, the amount of space you have in all three rows, and yeah, the sunscreen shade as well in the third row, and then a usable cargo area even after the third row being up. So taking all of that into consideration, $52,730 sounds reasonable, and I would say it's right where it's affordable and right where it's justified its price tag. If it was higher than this, then it would be a concern, but the price is justified. And then this is the fuel economy. Let me know down in the comments, do you think this is worth $53,000? That does include this 12-inch TV on top as well for your kids. So taking that into consideration, it's justified in my book. And guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and share it with as many people as possible. And I'll see you guys in the next video.